Shopify shares have been higher this morning. The e-commerce company beating expectations after a strong holiday season. Let's get more from Siti Panigrahi, Managing Director at Mizuho Securities. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Gross merchandise volume and revenue up more than 30%. The market seems impressed.
Yes, that was a pretty strong quarter. I mean, they beat across the board. Its GMV was 31% versus expectation was around 28%. But also, if you look at merchandise, merchant solution revenue, that was up 35% versus expectation was 32. So it was a pretty strong quarter across the board. But also the guidance was strong too. They guided also above expectation. That was another reason you can see a strong beat as well as guide. So revenue low 30% versus expectation was mid 20%.
Now, Shop Pay gross merchandise volume was up more than 60%. But I mean, I'm not a huge internet shopper, but I don't recall seeing Shop Pay as an option. But maybe I just haven't been on the right sites.
Yes. So what Shopify is trying to do is for the merchants, they're offering different channels for them to sell to different consumers. So, and Shop Pay payment is one of the key driver for merchant solution growth. Whether you have your own website or you're trying to sell it at, whether at the Google search or social commerce, they're everywhere as a checkout button. Yes, I mean, you have not seen that, but probably you're not shopping at one of the Shopify merchants. But yeah, that is one of their key strategic, goal at this point.
Shopify stock, maybe we'll put up a 5-year chart, is down from its highs. Why are investors more cautious these days than they were more than a year ago, for example?
Yeah, I mean, if you see last few years post-COVID, stock came down because, in fact, their growth decelerated. But last few years since post-COVID, if you look at the GMV growth has been accelerating from 19% to, last year, 24%, and 2025 was 29%. They're trying to re-accelerate their growth. But lately, what you have seen is that AI disruption, that has been a, right now, key concern across software, and investor looking at Shopify as another software platform for merchants. I think that is why at this point you see stock underperforming.
Actually, sorry, the stock actually peaked more recently in late October at about 249 Canadian. So it was pretty recent, the peak. Do you feel those fears, those software, AI disrupting software fears are overdone?
I think so. I mean, there is a little bit of, I think it's overblown, but the way investors look at first is, they try to penalize everyone in overall software, then they'll try to handpick, look at individual companies. So Shopify, they think it's a software platform, but effectively, if you see, this is the execution platform for any e-commerce vendor right now, any merchant. So it is not a software that you can do vibe coding. They own the mission critical execution layer at this point. And the other point is agentic commerce. That's the new trend that's coming in, and they're investing heavily there. If you think that's the next future, from social commerce to search commerce to now agentic commerce, they're well positioned there. So time will tell, but I think, yes, at this point, the fear is a little bit overblown.
And agentic is where the AI just acts as a sales or really a customer assistance person. It's not a person, but it'll help answer my needs. It won't just address questions like it's talking to everybody.
Yeah, so you think of that's from a consumer perspective for you and I. But for a merchant, if you think that's the future, a merchant wants that channel. They want to capture that channel. If you're in the Google search, they want to be seen. If you're at the TikTok, they want to be seen there. Now, if you think you and I are going to go to ChatGPT for our shopping, a merchant wants to be there so that you buy their products. And what Shopify does, it helps those merchants. They help enable that agentic commerce as a channel. So whether or not we'll see how the adoption will take off, whether you and I will use an agent to buy goods online, but at least this enables those merchants, Shopify enables them to be available at that ChatGPT or Claude.
Thank you very much, Siti. Really appreciate it. Siti Panigrahi, Managing Director at Mizuho Securities USA.